What down with the YouTube? It's Marty to Major, and today we back with another reaction video. Today we gonna be reacting to top 10 greediest decisions companies have ever made. I want y'all to watch it with me, get comfortable, relax, cause it's gonna be a long ride. Let's go.
To really want to play this role of antagonist. It's something he played when he was reviled for raising the price of that life-saving drug Daraprim by 5,000%.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most infamous times companies let financial greed dictate their decisions, leading to catastrophe for themselves, their clients, their employees, or the world.
And this past January, Boeing came inches from yet another catastrophe as a door plug blew off an Alaska Airlines 737 MAX 9 plane at 16,000 feet.
Number 10, passenger removal incident, United Airlines.
No, I'm not going. I am not going.
We now know the passenger is 69-year-old Dr. David Dow of Kentucky.
In 2017, United Airlines had a problem on a United Express flight from Chicago O'Hare International Airport. While many airlines conduct overselling policies to avoid no-shows taking up empty seats, this flight was overbooked. They wanted to board 4 employees of Republic Airways who were contracted to United Airlines, so the company offered rewards for 4 passengers to leave. However, with no takers, United randomly selected customers, which included Dr. David Dow. He couldn't miss the flight as he had patients the next day. Rather than be understanding, United called security, who forcefully removed Dow, causing visible injuries. As footage of the incident caused outrage, United's share price dropped.
For the first time tonight, we are hearing from the family of that doctor who was dragged off of a United flight. We have new details on his condition.
Dow then threatened a lawsuit, which caused the company to issue a settlement. Number 9, Daraprim price hike, Touring Pharmaceuticals.
Imagine for a moment, Pop.
Right, how y'all gonna try to pull that man off a plane he paid for? I don't know, I could be tripping. It must be the weed. I must hear something. I must miss something. But let's go.
A pill before bed that costs about $13.50. Now imagine waking up the next morning to find that the price of the exact same pill jumped to $750 overnight.
Included on Forbes 30 Under 30 list for up-and-coming entrepreneurs, Martin Shkreli appeared to have the world as his oyster. In 2015, having already created one pharmaceutical company in Retrophin, he founded Touring Pharmaceuticals. The company later bought the rights to the brand name medicine Daraprim, which is mainly used to treat the parasitic disease toxoplasmosis.
What do you say to your critics, to people who say you're just being greedy?
I think they have a fundamental misunderstanding of the way pharmaceutical companies operate.
Later, Touring would increase Daraprim's price from $13.50 to $750 per pill. Outrage from patients and medical professionals didn't cause the company to backtrack. Instead, rival companies developed a generic version of Daraprim. After Shkreli was put in jail for fraud, Touring, now known as Viera Pharmaceuticals, settled an FTC case for $40 million for hiking the price.
The so-called pharma...
Yeah, though, no matter what the situation is, why would you do that to the company? Like, in the pills, you know, people using it to diagnose what they got and it's helping them. So why would you do that?
has been sentenced to 7 years in prison. Martin Shkreli is a former pharmaceutical executive who was convicted of defrauding investors. But he made headlines for hiking the price of the life-saving drug.
Number 8, crypto catastrophe, Hawk2a coin. In 2024, an intoxicated Haley Welch popped up on a video for the YouTube channel Tim and D TV to tell her intimate secret for men in the bedroom.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
You gotta give him that Hawk2a and spit on that thing, you get me?
From that, she became a viral hit. Armed with a team, began creating a media empire. However, by the end of the year, she went one step further by releasing the cryptocurrency meme coin, Hawk2a coin.
My Hawk meme coin is live!
Just hours after hitting the market, the coin's value plummeted by over 95%. Outraged investors accused Welch and Hawk2a coin of stealing from them through insider trading or a pump-and-dump scam, leading to a lawsuit.
A viral meme coin tied to Hawk2a star Haley Welch is at the center of a lawsuit. Investors claim the Hawk token, promoted using Welch's fame, wasn't properly registered as a security.
Number 7, not taking proper aviation safety measures, Boeing.
189 people were aboard the Boeing 737 MAX 8 as it plunged into the Java Sea early October 29th, just 13 minutes after takeoff.
In 2018, Lion Air Flight 610 crashed. In 2019, Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 also crashed. There were no survivors. With both flights having used a Boeing 737 MAX, the model was grounded worldwide. The investigation found that Boeing's Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System, a flight stabilizing feature, was a factor in both incidents.
A new report detailing how that Boeing 737 MAX jet was doomed almost immediately after takeoff.
Boeing knew about problems with MCAS years before, but chose to do nothing to fix it to save money. The company also convinced the FAA to exempt the MAX model from newer safety requirements, saving them billions in development. In 2020, the grounding was lifted. It's estimated that Boeing lost $20 billion in fines, legal fees, and compensation, on top of over $60 billion in lost sales.
This is the second 737 MAX to go down in...
When you playing games definitely like that, with something serious like that, them people on your ass. Them people not playing with you. You feel me? You could have dropped the bag on what you needed to get fixed, but no, you want to play with the money. Probably went to the strip club, ain't no telling what you did with the money. You did something with it you ain't supposed to.
5 months. And this one will trigger international outrage and accusations of lies, fraud, and greed.
Number 6, pseudo health claims. Theranos.
The youngest billionaire in the world. Is that heady when you hear that?
You know, it's not what matters. What matters is how well we do in trying to make people's lives better.
Elizabeth Holmes grew to fame by founding the health technology company Theranos. She claimed they had found a way to reduce the need for vials of blood for testing. Instead, Theranos could perform the blood tests with a pinprick amount and do so more accurately and quickly.
In 2003, then 19-year-old Elizabeth Holmes dropped out of Stanford and founded Theranos with the hope of using small amounts of blood, just a few drops, to do what normally took numerous tubes.
This skyrocketed Theranos to a $9 billion valuation as wealthy investors flocked to it. If it sounds too good to be true, that's because it was. In 2015, John Carreyrou revealed that the company was using older technology, not its patented Edison devices. Investigations found that Theranos had misled the public. In 2018, the company was dissolved. In 2022, Holmes was sentenced to 11 years and 3 months for fraud and ordered to pay $452 million in restitution.
Could he have gotten a lab result that was so askew that he didn't act on it, and then a month later he ended up having a heart attack?
I'm not the lab director, and so...
I know, but you're the CEO and founder of the company. I mean, this is...
Number 5, paramilitary group involvement. Chiquita Brands International.
Chiquita, the banana giant, found liable by a U.S. jury for funding a so-called Colombian death squad.
Known formerly as the United Fruit Company, Chiquita became one of the world's biggest suppliers of tropical fruit, especially bananas. Yet behind their friendly logo, the company has been involved in several scandals to make money. In 2007, Chiquita admitted that it paid the far-right paramilitary group United Self-Defense Forces of Colombia, or AUC, over $1.7 million between 1997 and 2004. In exchange, AUC would assist and protect the fruit company's operations.
From 1997 to 2004, Chiquita, then known as the United Fruit Company, paid a right-wing paramilitary group at least $1.7 million.
After pleading guilty to aiding and abetting a terrorist organization, Chiquita had to pay $25 million in restitution. In 2024, a judge found Chiquita liable in a lawsuit filed by families of AUC victims, resulting in $38.3 million in damages.
When they made the first, they understand that what they want to do is use that terrorist group to control people, citizens, that are objecting to the way that Chiquita is doing business there in Colombia.
Number 4, Rana Plaza collapse, various.
An 8-story building collapsed today, killing at least 145 people.
Rana Plaza, based in Bangladesh, was a clothing manufacturing company for various brands including Zara, Walmart, and Primark, among others. In 2013, the building collapsed, injuring 2,500 people and killing over 1,100. The investigation found the building's owner, Sahel Rana, had built the property without permits.
Bangladesh has one of the largest garment industries in the world, and it's notorious.
He had then installed 3 additional floors without proper support. The heavy unsupported weight caused the collapse. Following the disaster, many clothing brands signed on to a factory safety pact that would involve paying for inspections and upgrades in the Bangladesh factories. But some major retailers refused, fearful of being taken to court. Companies including Walmart...
How you let the building collapse? You going when stuff like this starting to happen, your company going outside, your business going outside, everything just going outside.
And Target later agreed to their own safety plan, which was criticized for lacking legal commitments.
The garment industry found a natural home in poorer nations. The way to provide an abundance of cheap ready-made clothing is finding a huge labor pool that is paid little.
Number 3, water exploitation. Nestle.
Nestle collects millions of gallons a year from springs in Southern California, an area that's actually prone to drought. And as the company tries to meet the rising demand, activists are voicing their concern.
In 2000, Nestle drew criticism for helping convince the World Water Council to change its statement on water being a right to a need to continue selling it to people. Over the years, the company has been involved in water scandals across North America. In Canada, the company's been accused of taking water with expired permits.
That water's gone forever. You're removing it from the ecosystem every day, all the time, as well as imposing, hundreds of millions of packages of plastic on the earth.
In one indigenous community in Ontario, Nestle took so much water that the residents no longer had any coming from their taps. In California, the company has allegedly extracted water during droughts, leaving some sources dry. Poland Spring, previously a subsidiary of Nestle, has been accused of depleting water sources in Maine and misleading customers about the source of its water.
The lawsuit accuses Nestle, which owns Poland Spring, of falsely labeling and selling water as spring water. The plaintiffs from 8 states, including Maine, say Poland Spring does not meet the definition of spring water.
Number 2, climate change denial. ExxonMobil.
First, a new tack in the battle over climate change, going after energy companies for alleged financial fraud.
Ranked by researchers as one of the biggest contributors to releasing greenhouse gases globally, oil and gas company ExxonMobil could have been making plans to address this. Instead, they hid the effects of climate change for decades.
We have seen a string of lawsuits targeting the fossil fuel companies. Some of the plaintiffs making the argument that was so successful in suits against the tobacco industry. Basically, that the companies knew the threat posed by their products, but misled the public.
As far back as 1977, employees expressed concerns to management that burning fossil fuels was likely leading to climate change. As well as conducting their own research, ExxonMobil began funding groups that denied climate change. From 1998 to 2004, they gave $16 million to groups who argued against its severity. It wasn't until 2014 that ExxonMobil changed its stance on the crisis.
Our researchers have claimed that the oil giant ExxonMobil accurately forecast how burning fossil fuels would cause the planet to warm, going as far back as the 1970s. Now that's based on a new study by scientists at Harvard University and the Potsdam Institute of Climate Change.
However, that didn't stop governmental bodies and people from suing ExxonMobil for hiding its knowledge of climate change and rallying against it. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the...
No, I know how that go.
Governmental bodies and people from suing ExxonMobil for hiding its knowledge of climate change and rallying against it. Before we continue, be sure to...
You serious? I tried to skip daily intro and YouTube made me play it back. Come on, YouTube. You fumbling.
Penalty the company was hit with for purposely doctoring emissions tests on diesel vehicles.
In 2015, the United States Environmental Protection Agency announced German car manufacturer Volkswagen had violated the Clean Air Act. The company had programmed their turbocharged direct injection diesel engines to only activate emission control during tests.
The EPA recently announced that Volkswagen cheated on emissions tests, allowing almost 500,000 badly polluting diesel cars onto America's roads. And there are millions more of them around the world.
Away from the lab, the vehicles were releasing up to 40 times the maximum allowance. This illegal feature was present in around 11 million vehicles across the globe that were made between 2009 and 2015. It's believed the increased emissions might have contributed to severe health issues and possible deaths.
There are still drivers who don't know if their VW car was rigged to cheat pollution targets.
By 2022, Volkswagen had paid around 30 billion euro in fines globally. The company's then CEO, Martin Winterkorn, resigned after the scandal. On top of having to pay Volkswagen $14 million, he's currently awaiting a trial in Germany. What other greedy company decisions that led to catastrophe did we miss in the video? Let us know in the comments below.
Are we going to just continue to be treated like cattle?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these...
Yeah, some people crashed out trying to do too much with their company, feeling like they whooped the wop, and they came crashing down. You see what happened. I don't really gotta say too much, you feel me? But it's Marty too major and I'm checking out.